good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second edition of the Break Even Diaries 2021. The Break Even Diaries is a new initiative by the Entrepreneurship Cell of Sydenham College. It is an online talk series where our aim lies in understanding the very mindset of the entrepreneurs by learning from their journey and integrate the very foundational nuances of entrepreneurship among youngsters across multiple B schools and even undergrads. So, to cater to our vision today, we have Mr. Gaurav Srisrimal, a tech enthusiast and one of the co-founders of Kagascan.
So let's start today by introducing the entrepreneur, Mr. Gaurav Srishimal. After completing his BTech from IIT Kanpur, he went on to work with Credit Suisse in the domain of investment banking. However, Sir's passion for entrepreneurship ultimately led him to be the founder of several successful startups, of which Sorted AI and Kagas Scanner are prominent examples. The Kagas Scanner made in India document scanner app, it rose to prominence after Indian government banned 59 Chinese apps in June of last year, including some of the most commonly used scanning apps. Launched in the same month, the app was created by three serial entrepreneurs pursuing the second startup together, Mr. Snehanshu Gandhi, Mr. Tanmanjit Singh Bindra, and Mr. Gaurav Srishimal. The app is available in 8 Indian languages, catering to India's rich linguistic diversity Bharat users. With great appreciation from our Honorable Prime Minister as well in Mann Ki Baat, this app has already ranked 5 million plus downloads in the Play Store in period of 1 year itself. With this, we welcome Mr. Gaurav.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Glad to be here, Shelly and Asim. Glad to be here.
Thanks for being here, sir.
Sure. So I'll give a brief intro about my career and then maybe we can have some questions. I graduated from I went into IIT Kanpur in 2010. I pursued BTech in material science and engineering over there. There I was also a part of the cultural festival organizing team, the Antragni. I was a part of the music club as well. So the 4 years were pretty good in college. After that, my first job was with Credit Suisse in Bombay, in investment banking division. After that, I started my first venture, Tapni, along with Snehanshu, where we were organizing the unorganized sector of electrician, plumber, carpenter on call, basically home maintenance services. We scaled it up to like we served more than 100,000 customers, had 250 plus technicians. We were operational in 3 tier 2 cities, that's Jaipur, Vizag, and Patna. So we functioned there, but we could not raise a follow-on funding round, so I had to shut down the company. But after that, we started Sorted AI. Sorted AI was a smart documents manager where you can put your documents and it will all segregate it automatically. Like for an instance, you upload your driving license. It categorizes as a personal ID and gets segregated as a driving license as well. So that is what we were doing at Sorted AI. But what we realized were like people were not so comfortable in scanning, uploading things, and they were too lazy to do it. So we thought that what's that one use case where people try and scan documents? They scan documents to share or to store. And for that reason, we developed Kagas Scanner and rolled it out in mid-June. So we rolled it out around 12th of June, 2020. And yeah, so since then, we have been growing pretty steadily. Till now, we have raked in more than 7 million downloads. More than 3 lakh people use Kagas on a daily basis. Yeah, so those are some of the brief numbers. Happy to take questions from you on this now.
So if we take you way back, I'm sure all of us are now curious to know, how did you develop your initial interest in the world of technology at the first place?
Asim, so my first interest was obviously the like organizing the home maintenance service area. But there we realized that if we work on Excel or sheets wherever, the efficiency won't be higher. And we need a proper tech system at the back end to efficiently serve customers. There is when I realized the power of technology, that how efficiently we can do that. And then since that time, since 2016, I've been learning so many new things about how tech can simplify a lot of things in our lives. So that is how I was introduced to the idea that how tech can be impactful and would be so helpful to all of us.
Okay, that's quite interesting to know the source of it.
So can you tell us about this unique journey of first being an engineer, then working in investment banking, and then ending up in entrepreneurship?
So since college itself, I was pretty much interested. So as I told you, I was a part of the cultural core team over there, where we had festivals, we organized that. So there was a knack for something different than engineering also. And then when I interned 2 times, I interned in Reliance Capital, Willis Towers Watson. So there I was exposed to the world of finance, of how that works, how finance works, how share market works, how options, equities, trades, those work over there. So that was the first thing. And then when I started preparing for interviews for jobs, finance seemed like a sector where I could use my data skills. I love to play with data, do various things with data to make a good use of it. So that was my first cut to go for investment banking. But then I got in touch with Snehanshu. He discussed this idea with me. And being an engineer, that problem solving attitude was there. Hence, we started building Tapney. So that was the main thing, that problem solving, that we need to solve this thing. We need to solve this issue. We need to solve the paying issue of our technicians. So that was the main drive behind that. There's a lot of skilled labor, but they are not connected to the customer just because there's no good platform. The labor who has made a name for himself or herself, they get job on a regular basis. But a new labor who is new to the industry, a new technician, it's very difficult for that person to get jobs over there. So that was our main thing to start Tapney, that we link this skill sector to customers who are ready to pay. So that was the main thing behind starting Tapney for us.
So how important do you think it is for management and engineering students to keep exploring new avenues apart from their area of expertise, like you did, like you went on exploring finance and all? So how important do you think it is for us and for students in general?
So the point here is that you need to explore things and take up things what actually interest you, rather than, if for an instance you are pursuing engineering, but if you don't like engineering, taking up a job over there wouldn't be good for you and for the company also. For me, it was not that I did not like engineering. For me, the main thing was I like data more. The way data can be used, the way data can be impactful, and that's what drove me to finance. So there, you just need to keep your eyes open and see what interests you and how you can particularly like build on that. So that is the main insight, I think.
Okay. So, do you feel that you had any major hurdles or failures during initial days, and how did you actually overcome them?
uh, like during my startup journey, or
Yes, startup journey.
hurdles are definitely there. Your first investor, your first hire, your first office, like looking for each of these things is a hurdle. Like hiring your first employee. So Tamanjeet, who is my founder at Kagas, was our first employee at Tapney. He was the CTO. So hiring for that profile was super difficult. Launching our first city was super difficult. So whatever you do for the first time, it's obviously difficult for you, right? So that is what my learning was, that you just keep doing it. If you think that, okay, I'll wait for some time, launch it later, hire later, that would not solve the problem. Either you do it yourself or you hire someone right now to do it. You need to do it, right? So there were many hurdles. Finding the right investor for the company, finding the right employees for the company, all of those were hurdles. I had never handled finance in my life, like proper finance, where you deduct taxes, you pay GST, you pay service tax, you pay TDS. So maybe 90% people who would be listening to the call won't even know what TDS is, or I'm not sure. I didn't know, uh, even after 1 year after college, I didn't know what TDS was. I learned all of that. So keep learning, keep evolving. That is what is required, rather than just like think that, okay, this is a hurdle. What will I do now? So you need to think like that. You need to portray yourself like that.
Yes, so now I'm curious to know, how do we go about building that dynamic attitude? And like you did, from switching to something like TapMe to Kagaz Scanner, which are which are completely irrelevant to each other. So how do we go about building, and how do we understand, okay, now my business has reached a saturation point. Now it's the time to move on. How do we do that?
Asim, it's not easy. It took us a year from to transit from Tapni to Kagaz or Sorted AI, because Tapni was a completely operations driven company, but Kagaz is completely tech driven company. At Tapni, we had at our peak had 80 employees. At Kagaz right now we have seven member team, three co-founders, four employees. So obviously there's a drastic shift in the mindset. There's a drastic shift in how we run the company, but it's all part and parcel of the game. You learn it every day. There is no secret sauce to it that, okay, do this and tomorrow you'll be a tech co-founder. It does not happen like that. If you learn it on the go, you will value that learning and implement it everywhere. So that is what I have seen, that we were shutting down Tapni in 2019. The entire half 2019, then to half 2020, we were struggling with Sorted AI, what to build, what not to build, and then Kagaz happened. It was not just the day after Tapni Kagaz happened. So the dynamic attitude was for all three of us. All three of us were together at Tapni and then at Kagaz. So it was all mutual. You help each other, your co-founders help you as to think this, think that, read about this. There's so much content out there. You can read, you can learn, you can understand what's happening around the world. Even if you don't like to read books, read Twitter. Twitter is good enough. Read 10 tweets a day. That's like 2 minutes. You can do that. Baki 58 minutes, go to Instagram, do whatever you want to do. But 2 minutes, read Twitter, get what the basic gyan is, and you're done. So just keep learning, and don't be afraid to change yourself. So we ran an operations driven business where like the money was coming every day. 30 people were saying, yes, sir, what to do, sir, please tell me, sir. So here, no one talks to me also like that. Or here, we have just four members in the team, four employees in the team. So there's a drastic change, but you need to evolve with time. You need to learn what's new is happening out there.
So I think most of us can use that.
Great. Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to know, how does it feel to have a personal endorsement from Prime Minister himself?
That was pretty great, actually. We never knew that that was going to happen. So I just o- opened our Twitter, and there was a paid post by Man Ki Baat Updates that Kagaz Scanner has done this. So just a day before that, we got an endorsement by Ministry of Education. So that was pretty big in itself, that a particular ministry is endorsing you. And the second day was in this the Man Ki Baat Updates, it was there. obviously those 2 days were like pretty good for us. We got a good traction on the app, we got good traction on social media. So it obviously feels great when government of India is endorsing you. That's the largest democracy, right? If that is endorsing your product or that is endorsing your work, it really talks about something, that they are pro startups, they are pro, the government is pro Indian startups, the government is pro technology. That proves a lot about this government, and super helpful for us. Those 2 days, those endorsements, and we got multiple endorsements by Digital India, by various embassies, by various ministers. Everything came after that. But the trigger to all of that was my college, IIT Kanpur. They forwarded it to the government as to what their students are doing, and eventually the government picked it up. So there also you'll see like the product from IIT Kanpur alumni. It's there written on the post also. So I'm really thankful to how my college helped us on that front. And then obviously the government, like the various divisions of the government who endorsed us. Yeah.
Mm. And so we have also seen several companies and startups, in fact, rising up in the times of crisis, of which yours is an excellent example. So, how do we identify a perfect opportunity amidst crisis? We have seen Swiggy, Zomato having opened several new avenues, right from groceries to having their valuations scaled up. So, how do we identify the right point in terms of crisis?
First, Asim, you need to be ready. Like if you're not ready, crisis can happen and go at that time. For an instance, if anyone listening on this call is a crypto investor, if they invested 1.5 years back or 2 years back, they would have made a lot of money in the past 6 months or whatever. Similarly, if out there had an app which was a replacement to a Chinese app and who could market it well, they would have killed it in the market, right? So you need to be ready, first of all. Second, you need to act fast. You can't be like, अच्छा आज ban हुआ है कल बनाएंगे परसों डालेंगे. It doesn't work like that. You need to put it today itself then. If the ban has happened today, the news needs to go out today, right? So those are the two things. And third, keep listening. Something is happening out there always. Keep listening, keep identifying your particular opportunity. So why did we build Kagas? Because firstly, obviously sorted AI's first feature was a scanning thing which we wanted to develop. Second, there was a wave of Atmanirbhar Bharat starting at that time. In April, it started. So we were like, let's roll out and see, because there were not like very good scanning apps made from India. So that was also, you need to keep looking for an opportunity also. It's not like you you'll know when it happens, something on those lines, but you need to keep looking, you need to keep reading about it, and that's how something will come up for you.